Decide for yourself. Modeling Buddha nature. Imagine for a moment that your mind is a three-terminal device. Not a metaphorical one, but an actual one, with an input terminal, output terminal, and regulator terminal. There's the input terminal that takes in all that encompasses each moment, what we might simply call circumstances. Then there's the regulator terminal that controls how things flow from the input terminal to the output terminal and consists of your experiences, beliefs, and understandings. And finally, there's the output terminal, the manifestation of awareness. In a real sense, it entails how we see and ultimately interact with the world. Now here's the crux. In the middle of all that complexity, amid the noise, amid the signal and the heat, lies a single, immutable bit of circuitry. And that circuitry, identical in every human being, is what we call Buddha nature. It doesn't matter what flows in, and it doesn't matter how you try to regulate it. The Buddha nature circuitry of your mind started out pure, is pure, and will remain pure to the end. The Buddha's radical claim was that this underlying structure, this capacity for unfettered awareness, is not something you have to earn, build, or import from outside. It's already there, always on, always ready to process the current of life. Let's start at the input terminal. Circumstances. Circumstances consist of everything that arrives at your doorstep. Weather, mood, fortune, heartbreak. They seemingly enter the system as a nearly random signal. But from a Zen perspective, these circumstances aren't totally out there, while you stand in here. The entire system is the embodiment of interdependence, the field of causes and conditions that you manifest. Each moment of contact is an invitation to see how seamlessly the circuit can operate, and it starts with the circumstances that drive the system. Now, the middle terminal, which is where most of our energy will inevitably be focused. The regulator terminal. Experiences, beliefs, understandings. If your perspective is narrow, if fear, craving, or ignorance restricts the flow from end to end, the system sputters, overheats, or dims. If your perspective is open wide, through understanding, humility, and compassion, the system hums effortlessly, optimally. Practice in Zen, then, is nothing more than the tweaking and maintenance of this regulator terminal, learning to keep the contact clean, reducing resistance, and letting things flow as they were designed to. Realize that the internal circuitry never needs repair, and circumstances are what they are. It's only the regulator terminal that ever needs attention. Then there's the output terminal, the output of the system, the activity of awareness. Not awareness as some mystical witness hiding behind the eyes, but awareness as doing, moving, responding. When inputs flow through the system unfettered, this activity has a quality of ease. Seeing, hearing, touching, thinking, all happen without strain. When the inputs are interfered with, awareness appears reactive, self-absorbed, or confused. But even here, the inner architecture never falters. The light may flicker, but the filament remains intact. So what does it mean to awaken? Not to replace the circuitry, not to rewire your humanity, not to control circumstances, but to realize that the fundamental design has never been broken. It's just that you have simply learned to identify with the noise instead of the flow. And once you recognize that, everything changes. Circumstances are just inputs. Awareness is the natural result. And any disruption of the flow is a matter of experiences, beliefs, and understanding. And Buddha nature, this immutable circuitry through which life is ultimately processed, remains unchanged, unaffected. That's Buddha nature, the pure and immutable circuitry common to us all, unchanged by the signals that pass through it, unaltered by time, success, or suffering. It doesn't belong to you. It is you, operating perfectly from the very beginning. And all practice really asks is that you stop trying to fix the existing circuitry or stop trying to add additional circuitry and simply let the device perform as it was designed.